Welcome back to the weekly recap. I'm Matt Wacker. Fidelity Communications was proud to sponsor the first ever Makers Conference in Rolla on September 2nd, hosted by the Hands on STEAM studio. Organizer Cheryl Morgan tells us more. Matt Wacker here at the first ever Makers Conference in the Highway 72 Event Center. I'm here with Cheryl Morgan. Tell us about STEAM. What is STEAM exactly?
The STEAM activities that we do, we combine science, technology, engineering, art, and math, and we try to do all of the learning kind of kid-led and project-based. We have professionals come in to teach workshops on metalworking, woodworking, 3D printing, 3D projection, animation, and anything from cake decorating to full-on metalwork.
I'm Elizabeth Sperry. I'm the Marketing and Communications Director for Hands on STEAM. STEAM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math. And Hands on STEAM works really hard to bring STEAM programming to all of the youth in our community. One of the goals for the Missouri Maker Conference this year is to make sure that at least 35 children get free STEAM programming for the next year. So it's actually an amazing cause. It's something that we're definitely needing in Rolla is more after-school programs involving science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And it's going to be really exciting already, some of the programs that Hands on STEAM has already provided for our community. So it'll be really great to see all of these kids get a chance to kind of dig in and work with different robotics and different art projects and different engineering projects. I'm really excited about it.
And Sean, tell us more about those socioeconomic benefits for the Rolla community.
Well, part of the things that we're doing in the community is I'm working more on the technical side. We're actually building a 20,000 square foot makerspace downtown Rolla on Olive. It's going through planning right now, and we're hoping to get that started in the next couple of months. It's a shared workspace, so we'll have availability of all the machines. You can come in, you can do safety workshops, and then you can start using those machines to do projects that maybe you can't do at home. So we'll have water jet cutters, 3D printers. We'll have a whole bank of 3D printers. One of the main problems that you find when you go to somewhere that has only one or two, if you know anything about 3D printers, they take a long time. So we're going to provide maybe 20 or 30 of those to try and help get your project out as quickly as possible.
Lots of amazing things for the community to look forward to, for sure. Elizabeth, one last thing. So this is the first ever. So what are the plans for the future?
We actually have a lot of great plans. We are definitely going to do this every year. It's going to be an annual event. Every year we're going to get bigger and bigger and more amazing. There's going to be more amazing people here. We've got a lot of great vendors here today, a lot of great displays, robotics, and all sorts of stuff. Some other things that we're going to be doing is we're going to be having a gala to also fundraise, again, for more programs within the community. We want to make sure that the youth are reached. So we're really excited about all of that. And we have a few other ideas for some events that we haven't smoothed out all the wrinkles yet, but you will definitely hear about them as soon as we get that information.
The final piece of the Osage Trail Legacy Project made its way through the town of Cuba on August 28th, resting at the front of the monument site near the Visitor Center. The Osage Warrior stands over 21 feet tall and can be seen from Interstate 44. Landscaping is currently underway and will continue through the new year. The site will include a number of native plants, grasses, and wildflowers. The Ozark National Scenic Riverways is the first national park to protect a river system. The park encompasses the Current and Jacks Fork rivers, hundreds of freshwater springs, caves, trails, and historic sites. National Park System leaders are currently working on a long-range interpretive plan for the park and recently held an open house to glean insight from local park users.
My name is Faye Goulrick, and I am a certified interpretive planner from Atlanta, Georgia. Now, certified interpretive planner is a big word that means We're the folks who love to tell you stories and help the park figure out which are the great stories to tell about the history, the culture, the ecosystems, the beauty of this wonderful area. And so interpretation is the art of helping you as a visitor enjoy your park.
The best interpretation is personal. When you have a park ranger sharing with you a story, sharing with you their own personal experiences or elements from the past, that is like the highest level of interpretive experience. But rangers can't be there for everybody all the time. They can't talk to every person who comes through the park. Staffing is always limited. So my role is to look at the opportunities that present themselves in the visitor centers, the spaces in the visitor centers, and in the Wayside program to extend those stories, to make them come alive in print, in media, and through tactile experiences. This is a high context environment. Many of the people who come here, well, they live here and they know what is going on and they know what's real and what's not real. And so our stories are going to have to be sure to be vetted. They have to realize that the person is going to know somebody in that historic picture that you're showing. It's very local.
I am a very enthusiastic visitor to the Riverways, so I have really liked what they have been doing, especially all the planning, all the programs that they had during the centennial year last year. I was here, I think I attended 11 or 12 of those. So I love that kind of programming, and I know they've kept some of those going this year, and I would like to see more of those in the future. Things that are good for the out-of-state and out-of-town visitor, but also the ones that incorporated the local communities.
The unique feature here at Ozark is that many of us, this is close to home. My home is a little further west, but for the rest of our permanent interpretive staff, this is all where they were born, grew up and raised on these rivers. The draw here for them is the love for these resources, and so they might go away for a little while, but they almost always return.
I'm an interpreter at Round Spring. I love telling visitors about it and going on cave tours. Love to be on the river as well.
We do a broad spectrum of programs that range from historical, cultural, natural, and recreational, and so there really is something for everybody here.
We work at the ranger station. We staff our visitor center at Round Spring. We also do guided cave tours. We get on the river and kayak and river rove. We also do evening programs, and we go around and talk to our visitors in our campground.
We can line you up with something that really meets your interest and then expand what you thought your interests were into new areas to explore.
We are trying to get more local community schools involved and bring the kids into the park and get them hiking and doing educational programs. And we're also just trying to get our visitors more involved and engaged with, our programs and more hands-on stuff that the visitors can really enjoy themselves and be wanting to participate in our programs.
I love to float, I love to kayak, so I come down a lot for that, but I also come down for a lot of other events down here.
And part of what I tell my staff all the time is we have the best job in the world because we get to try to make people have a better experience than what they thought they were going to have.
Lebanon police responded to the Walmart parking lot for a report of an assault on September 3rd. Upon arrival, officers spoke with the victim, a 28-year-old man from Orlando, and took accounts from several witnesses. The victim said an older male accused him of stealing and then tried to run him over multiple times. The man said he was then attacked with a knife. Police say the suspect fled the parking lot prior to law enforcement arrival. Video surveillance, still images, and witness statements received on scene have identified a 53-year-old white male from Conway as the suspect. August 26th was the second year for the Sullivan Kids Fest, held during the farmers market from 9 to 11. Several local vendors provided activities for children, all to support the Healthy Sullivan Coalition. Event organizers say this year's turnout exceeded 2016, and future events are pending. I leave you with video from Brookfield, Missouri during the 41st annual Great Pershing Balloon Derby, provided by our very own Gunnar Golden. Gunnar loves balloons. He loves them so much that he can't stop talking about them. This is the single most anticipated event in Gunnar's life each and every year. If Gunnar could be anyone else in this world, I'm pretty sure he would choose to be the kid from the Pixar film Up. In his words, watching a hot air balloon take off in an open field is absolutely scrumtrulicent. I'm Matt Wacker. You know it's true. Thanks for watching the weekly recap. I'll see you next week. The weekly recap is brought to you by Price Chopper, Cooking from Scratch, Travers Autoplex, the UPS Store of Rolla, Bayard Dodge of West Plains, and Falcon Floor Covering.